Hello, Justin.
What's up, Paul?
I'm screwing around with computers.
Oh, man.
They don't want to do what I tell them to do, and I got to make them do it anyway. It's windy out today, and so you can see that they're windsurfing out there on the water. Screwing around with computers.
Good morning, all. How are we?
They don't want to do what I tell them to do, and I got to make them do it anyway.
Me? No. No.
How y'all doing today?
Good. How are
All
you
right.
doing?
Yep.
What's up, Brenda?
Hello, Mark.
Now,
Hold on, Paul.
now I can say it.
Yep.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening.
Evening.
What's up, Mark?
Yep.
It's more like
We've knocked out all the time zones.
more like
Brenda,
night.
Brenda.
Well, close enough. You don't like good evening, tough. My daughter was
Hello,
home
Brenda.
at 10:30 from the hospital.
Oh yeah.
What's up, Warren?
Yeah,
What'd she have to say?
appendicitis. Huh?
What'd she have to say?
Says she hurts. Yeah,
So she,
they gave her morphine, then they gave her some fentanyl, then they gave her the Delulu, Delala, and then they gave her some the Oxycontin. And then they said, well, you can go home.
oh, they told her she could go home.
Yeah,
I'm hoping that's Ed.
she was admitted surgery and home within 24 hours.
It is Ed.
What's up, Ed?
Hello, Ed.
Ed, what's up?
They gave me 2 shots of the medical grade fentanyl, and it's
Good
kind of
evening,
stuck,
good
dude. I'm
morning,
not even gonna
everybody.
lie.
Go ahead,
Because
Ed. What'd you say?
I said good evening, good
Good
morning.
evening to you too, Ed.
Yeah, but
let's
she,
send
Oh,
Paul.
away we go.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, but she's home.
Oh, she is home.
Yeah,
Oh,
like I
So
said,
did the
surgery.
ex-wife go over and take care of the pupper dogs tonight, or?
Ain't nobody went over there.
you might need to call Johnny and ask him to go over there for you.
Well, the only thing I'm worried about is the water. And every day she's going in there, she's had about a half a bowl of water. So I said, well, somebody's got to get over there and give them some water. That's all I'm worried about.
Well, and they got to clean up the mess from the dogs too, the poop
Well,
and
it's in one area. 90% of the time it's on the paper in that one area. So that's a good sign. But if they leave the paper, then they'll start using something else. You know, she can technically go tomorrow. They just don't want to climb the stairs today. And like I
Well,
told her,
why
if she
doesn't
go,
she just make her mother go over there?
they ain't making nobody do nothing, Paul. It's like making you stop eating donuts.
stuff.
Stop feeding that squirrel.
Yeah.
It's like making you stop
Hey,
spending money on
Joe,
those rats.
the squirrels were going Joe out there in where I throw the peanuts.
Now you,
Warren,
you do know I know you're lying because those squirrels know if I see them, we're gonna have jambalaya.
Warren said hashtag Stanley Steamer, Joe.
I have that. I have a steamer and everything, so I'm not a worry about it.
Good evening, Brenda. Good evening,
He come home, find a
Kirasha.
minefield through his apartment.
Hey, Warren.
Well, they're only in one area, so it's only one area I got to worry about.
You hope.
Well,
No,
wouldn't Johnny
it's
go
only
over
one
there and
area.
make sure they got water?
I can't get in my keys. My keys in there. I don't have keys. My daughter's got the keys.
Oh, just
I'll ask her in
one.
a little while, see if she's gonna run over and just give him some water. The consensus was she was, so she might still do it.
Like Brenda got a new phone.
Yeah. tell Jody to climb the balcony.
So how's your leg doing today?
I'm doing fine. Dr. Worley, the one that did my knee, that's been on vacation, came in with his little Bermuda Bahamas tan.
Mhm.
And he came in and he said, he talked to me, he said, he was looking at the chart and everything since when he got back from what everything's going on. And he said, he saw the pictures, he said, that's great, man. He said, according to Dr. Chaffin, that's the plastic surgeon, she put in there that the graft's already taken 80%.
Oh, wow, nice.
And once it takes, it means it starts to regenerate, you know?
Yeah,
So the other day it was at 80%. That's the one that looked pretty good. And that's what my daughter said too. She didn't know the percentage. But when I go back and look at it, you can notice they said the blood vessels would pick it up. And Dr. Worley was explaining to me, go look at it and you'll see this like a mesh. What they do is they put it on there and they run it like a meat tenderizer. So what happens is when it starts taking it, because it's injured, it's got to heal itself. And what it does, you'll notice the blood vessels are forming because the blood's going through the different mesh. And 80% of it, more than 80% of it was working. And that was within 3 days. Now it's going to be a week tomorrow. So hopefully the whole thing's going to be red now with blood on the inside and starting to seal. But he was telling me, he said, you're going to be walking before you know it. He said, because I told him, I said, yeah, 21st. He said, you could probably walk before that.
Nice. Where
He
did
said,
it take?
he said, you're going to be taking pictures the 21st. He said, you might be walking on it, you might have to hobble on it a little bit, you know?
Joe, where did it take the other skin from, if you don't mind me asking? Was it your bum cheeks or like your
No, right on the side of my hip.
Oh,
Now, that's the one.
Akisio sent you. I know you can't read the chat. He says, Captain Joe, don't forget the power of duct tape and super glue.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I know that. I ain't touching that thing though. Wound care is going to do all the wound care and bandaging and everything else.
Now, are they going to come out when you when you end up back at home at the house?
Yeah, I got 3 boxes of supplies at home already. I got a box here. They've been shipping supplies to the house. What they do is when they unwrap it, when they unwrap the thing, what they do is they put some of this Vichy on it. It's like Justin says, vaginal cream, you know, the Vichy. They put that on. They put a coating of that, and that promotes it to heal faster. And then they'll give it 10 minutes to soak in. And after it soaks in, they put the vacuum on it. And then they suck it like a vacuum seal, like a seal meal. And they tighten it up and then they wrap it like it's almost like in a cast, but it's just a gauze. But it's got all the stuff. Same thing like the cotton thing they put around your foot before the cast, everything else. And then they keep the vacuum on it. They'll probably keep the vacuum on it for another week at home. So I'll have a vacuum unit attached to my walker just to get around. I think that'd be the safest way, just to use the walker and barely put weight on it.
You getting a nurse once a day coming in?
3 days, 2 days a week for the nurse. 1 day, wait, it's 2 days a week. I got to go to the medical unit, and they say I'll be able to drive. So I just got to figure, if I get my second walker, I'll have my second walker in the car with me, and I just got to get to the stairs and get downstairs into the car. You know, I might be able to do that with a cane.
A Kia Riccio? Yes. What's up, JD?
I'll use a cane around the house
Hey,
to see
Dave.
if I can negotiate a cane to get downstairs, you know, into the car. Once I'm in the car and at the place, I'll go back to the walker.
Oh, dude, vacuum sealers are a nice one.
So, but it's day 16, right? I'm sitting here and the
Yeah.
door opens up slowly, and this woman comes walking in and she says, "I'm the dietitian from what you call it. We'd like to give you a menu of your daily items." Okay. Now, I've been here 16 days and never seen a menu in my life, right? I found out that on any given day, I could have had, any given day, I could have had
Hey, Jonathan.
herb chicken, herb grilled chicken
Evening, good
breast
evening.
with green beans. At any given day, I could have red beans and rice. Any given day, I could have chicken and sausage gumbo. That's been the three best things that I have had, right? So if I don't want to have the pasta stuff, I could have said, well, let me have the herb chicken again, right? Or I could have said, I don't want that heavy stuff at night. I could do a chicken Caesar salad. Ain't nobody ever asked me that.
Mhm.
It kind of late for that, ain't it, Joe?
Yeah, and then if I don't want all
You
of
know,
that, I could have got a chicken
you know.
salad sandwich or a tuna salad sandwich or a cheeseburger, you know?
All right, so here what you do: roll off the bed, hurt your leg, and tell them you want to start over, so you can get so they can get your menu.
Hell no.
Yeah. Ask them
It's
if they do
just,
takeaway.
it's just a point. It's just a point, you know?
I just saw that video.
You saw it?
Yep.
But I mean, because I got a side salad. The side salad's not even on here. They just make it a side salad, right? But I could have asked for a chef salad. That's gonna have the ham
Oh,
and everything, eggs in it and everything.
Joe,
that sounds nice.
isn't that the
That sounds
menu they're
posh.
giving you for what you can have when you're at home?
No, this is my regular diet menu for the hospital. So I know what to, when they come in, what to give them.
Oh, look, there's an ice cream on it.
Oh, they got all of that on there because they got brownies, cookies, all that other stuff. You know, like for morning, in the morning, I could have had fruit cups. You know, or I could have had an apple. I could have had an orange. I could have had every day. I could have had biscuits and gravy.
Well,
And
every
I
day
asked
you
them,
have a turkey
Biscuits
or
and
a ham
gravy. Yeah,
sandwich, don't
right.
you?
well, at nighttime, there's a
Turkey.
sandwich just stick up here. But what gets me is that I asked one day about it. I said, "You want a biscuit?" I said, "How about biscuits and gravy?" You know. Hello. Let me mute y'all. I'll be back.
Okay,
Yeah.
he's got an attendant, a nurse.
Yep.
He got less than 24 hours. You worry about the menu. Go home, Joe.
Well, I don't think he's going home till like Tuesday or Wednesday of next week.
From what they were saying before, he'd have another 3 days at tops.
Oh yeah, I thought he was going home tomorrow.
No,
He might. I don't know. But like I said the other day with the hospitals, they could tell you it's tomorrow and then decide to keep you 2 more days, or they could say,
Good evening,
you
Russell.
know, they're never right.
so
Like
Justin,
when
how
they,
are you doing after your visit? Are you all right now, or?
yeah, my arm's just bruised up on the side where they had to go real deep with that fucking IV. But
Yeah,
other than
been
that,
there,
I'm
done
fine.
that. I know that feeling. You become a pincushion after a while.
Yeah, I just got a bruise. I put an ice pack on it a couple times. It's gone down
Yeah.
a little bit.
Hey Ed, I wanted to ask you: is it hot out there where you are?
No, not really. It's only 21 Celsius.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's cold.
Yeah.
It's
Well, it's
not in
not
here.
cold. Last week was 36,
What's
38.
up, Russell?
Friday was like 40.
It's
Hello,
it's
Russell.
92 here today, right now at 5 o'clock in the evening.
It's 33 for other people.
Coming? You coming? Come on, cat. Stay in this outside.
Meow.
Meow.
Yeah.
It's hot out there.
So did anybody do anything eventful today? I got 2 ships is all I got.
I've been awake for about an hour and a half.
Really?
I did a couple of things.
I'm gonna go live with Matt later tonight playing some
Oh yeah,
games,
what time?
but, he said around 8 my time, so it'd be around 10 in the morning, Dominic's time.
How long are you going to be on?
On Fortnite.
Yeah, we're probably only gonna be on for maybe, I don't know, depending on how long Matt wants to stay on for. Might be an hour or so.
Okay.
Is his
Okay.
mom's there, so he doesn't stay on the game as long usually. His
Okay.
mom's-
So
And
it's,
he's alive.
it's gonna be a Fortnite challenge or what?
It's gonna be me and Matt playing and whoever else wants to come in.
Okay.
But Matt was being real calm. We were playing the other night when his mom was in the living room. I said, I don't like that shit. I said, give your mom your credit card, let her go shopping for a couple hours. That way you can play normal and be screaming
Yeah.
and shit. Yeah, he was being real calm. I was like, oh man.
We don't want that.
He didn't
Like
want
we
you
to
want
don't even
rage,
know
man.
he's there.
We want the rage mat again.
Yeah, he goes and
That's
tells
always
his
the good part.
well, he always tells his mom I'm the worst influence on him.
Brenda got a new phone. She's been without a phone for 3 days. I understand,
Oh,
Brenda.
awesome
Oh,
news.
wow.
I had that the other evening, and I had to run around and do things. And
Is your phone working to get fine now?
yeah, because what I did was everybody said I need to get a high-powered charger, you know, with a
Well,
lot-
that's what I was thinking you
and a
needed
new
to get,
cord.
but
So I bought a new cord and a new charger. That was $80.
80
Birdman.
bucks.
Yeah.
Why didn't you just buy the ones that I gave you from Amazon? You could have got 2 Anchor chargers for
Well, I
$12.
wanted it right away, and I went over to the store where I bought it, and
Hi,
they had
David.
they had them lined up on the wall.
There you are.
Dominic. Paul, that's naughty. Use just
Yeah.
his affiliate links, for God's sake.
No, I gave him a link. You got two.
He's gonna have to cut down this week. He's only going to be able to have one burrito.
No, look. There was a deal on Amazon. You got 2 20-watt Anchor chargers that were just USB-C, and it came with 2 6-foot cables for $12.
Oh, that's
Right.
cheap.
For Anchor brand, yeah, that's a good deal.
Yeah, but I'd have to wait for him, and then what do I do with no phone? I don't have a landline. I don't have anybody else here with a cell phone.
I
Yeah,
don't know, dude. What
Justin.
did you guys do 30, 40 years ago, Paul?
they used to send
Send
me.
me They send pigeons.
They used to send. They used to tie
Pigeons
it
have
up.
become unreliable.
Yeah, that's what my dad used to do. They used to tie ladders into a little roll, tie into the pigeon's leg, and send off the pigeon.
Yeah, got a question for you. Back
What'd you
in the
get,
day-
Brenda?
This is for Paul. Back in the day when you used to send carrier pigeons with the messages, when you got a message, if you didn't like it, you wanted to slam the phone down, did you smash the pigeon on the table?
No, because
That's a good
usually
one.
when the pigeon
never
showed
got-
up,
I'm gonna use
David,
that.
he
I'm
was
stealing.
very
I'm
respectful
stealing that
because
one.
he knew it wasn't good news, and so I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
They kill a pigeon and say I never got the message.
Well, Joe would be making gumbo out of the pigeon, you know.
Nothing wrong with the pigeon.
Dick Dastardly and Muttley. Stop the pigeon.
Catch
Yeah.
that pigeon now.
But it has to be a white pigeon, though. Because they're the
Oh,
best.
we're not getting racist, are we?
No. They're the messaging
white pigeon.
because they're the messaging
Hey,
pigeons.
JDS.
I can't remember the name of it. I'll see.
There's a specific breed of them they use.
Yeah.
You can read the writing better right on a white pigeon.
Well, I'm not going
Send a
down.
white
Come on,
pigeon, you
guys.
might end up on the grill.
That's a flagship
Make-
phone, Brenda. That's a good phone. S25. Did you get? You just got the standard one, not the big ultra chunky one.
Well, you got the S25, you got the S25 Ultra, and then you got the S25 Ultra Plus. There's
Yeah,
3
you just-
versions actually.
Yeah, the plus is like the ultra, but without.
Hey,
the pin and
JDS, how
everything.
you doing?
It looks the same to me. My mother got the Plus. I got the Ultra. She's got the Plus.
Yeah, but hers doesn't have like the built-in stylus and all that stuff, like yours does.
It does?
No, only the
no, I had
ultras
to
have
check
the
it.
stylus. Because I got an S23 Ultra.
Well, the Ultra Plus better than the
Oh,
Ultra.
2 years ago.
No. You
Yeah.
have the standard, then you have the plus, which is the next size up, and then you have the ultra. There's 3 sizes.
Ah.
But the Ultra is the only one that has the built-in stylus that goes in the
No, you're wrong.
What do you
Oh,
mean?
no.
Wrong, Justin. Wrong. Don't give
Hold
false
on.
information now.
What are you talking about?
From the S24 onwards, all the phones have stylus.
Hold on.
Good evening, GDS.
Don't
I'm
think
looking at
FE has, but the rest of them do.
I'm looking at an S25 right now on Amazon, and there's no stylus in the bottom of it.
Then it's not an
Or on
S25.
It's the standard. You have the S25 standard, the S25 plus, and then you have the S25 Ultra. The plus and the standard don't have the pin. I'm telling you.
It
Justin, you
doesn't
know,
matter.
you with T-Mobile?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I'm through Walmart though because I got a deal back when I was a manager with them, and I've been grandfathered in ever since. So I don't get rid of the plan
You
because of
can
that.
turn in. You can turn in your 23. You can turn in. You say you got 23 Ultra, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, you can turn in your 23, and they'll give you the Ultra 25. They take 800 off, which means
I
you
just-
only pay 500 for it. And
I
they'll
just bought
charge you
this outright though.
$24 a month add to your bill.
Yeah, but I just bought this outright. I don't have a contract.
Oh, okay.
See, I went with Family Mobile through Walmart back when I was a manager because we got a huge discount on it. So I only pay $50 a month for two cell phones with unlimited everything. And 10 gigs of
Oh, nice.
hotspot on each phone.
And then they realised it didn't work for them, so they took it off him.
They don't check it because I haven't worked for Walmart in 3 years now, and I still get it. So they told me my plan was grandfathered in, so I'm not going to change it. Because for two phones, unlimited everything for $50 is not a bad
Okay.
price at all.
Could you give me the phone number for your store?
We can order a few more in your name.
But it's always
I just-
it's always going to be at Samsung.
Yeah, and that's the thing is if I add more phones, I get the same deal. It doesn't change. Like I can
that's-
add more phones to my life.
That's fine. You've just got your son living in the UK now.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, but most
Boring.
people would pay about
Bye,
most people would
GDS.
pay 60 to 80 a month for that.
Have a good time at work.
Don't work too hard, buddy.
Later, JDS. Yeah, most people would probably pay around $80, I would say, for that same deal that I got. Because we got like I think it was 40% off, something like that.
Will do. You guys have to go get yourselves an iPhone.
When you were a salary manager, you had to have two cell phones. Now, Walmart would pay for your second cell phone. It was yours, but they would buy you a phone and pay all the plan to get you on the plan. And then you got a discount through Verizon for the phone, but it was your phone. Walmart didn't have no control over it. But the reason they required you have two phones is because they would tell you, keep one just for work stuff, keep one for your personal, because if your phone gets subpoenaed in a court case and all that shit's on your personal phone, they're going to take your personal phone from you.
Over here, they take all your phones, all your devices, your computer, your phones, your tablets.
No, it's if you get subpoenaed for a court case dealing with, like, say, somebody slip and fell or something, and there was information on your phone they needed.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be, they don't need to take all your stuff. It's just the phone pertaining to the business aspect of Walmart.
Yeah. Well, over here, the police have the right to actually detain everything you own
That's not bad. That's
if they claim it's part of their investigation.
No, they can do that over here, but they got to get a warrant from a judge before they can do that.
Yeah.
Once a judge signs off on it,
Yeah.
then they can come in your house and take whatever they want. as
Yeah,
long as the
well,
warrant
over
says
here,
they
the
can.
police are like, we don't need no stinking warrant.
Because they could tell you, like, they could get a warrant that says they can just take your shit outside your house, but they're not allowed to go in your house. And there might be a warrant that says they can do everything. They can go over your whole property.
So
But they
how
have
do
to-
they get this stuff if they can't get inside the house?
No, I'm just saying, for example, warrants can cover different things,
Oh yeah.
Jonathan,
but they have to go
I
by
know what your
what the
PIN
warrant
number
says,
is.
or they could get their case thrown out.
Oh, Brenda says she's got unlimited on 2 phones, through Straight Talk, and it's only $90 a month for everything.
Is that the same as your PIN number?
Don't worry, Jonathan. I've wrote it down. It was star, 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 light, light.
Did you catch it?
Bet it was 1, 2, 3, 4.
It just need access to
I wonder how many
Well, what
people
you
still
call it?
use password 123.
Yeah, wonder
Well,
how
so-
many.
A lot of websites now and stuff and programs won't let you. They'll actually tell you can't use consecutive numbers, or some won't even let you use the name. Like if you put a name in there, it will think, oh, that might be your name, and they'll tell you don't put any personal, and won't let you put any personal shit in there.
No, people. That was my controller password.
Shit, if I went by Windows suggestion passwords, I wouldn't remember
Justin,
any
you
of
got,
them.
you got
Yeah.
the same.
Do I?
Justin, you got the same controller. There's the same controller. You got the same Xbox controller. There's a password just to even link your controller in. Like, let's say some kids came over to my house and I wasn't home. They tried to get on my Xbox. They wouldn't be able to do nothing because they don't know the password for the controller itself.
What?
Yes. So Laura's set that up on my Xbox. I have to use my controller. If I pick up my genuine controller that came with it, no, that's hers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I don't think that's a feature on the PC. I've never seen that on the PC.
No, it's not.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's PC.
That must be something exclusively through the Xbox console, because I've never
Well,
seen
yeah,
that
yeah.
option come
But
up.
the good thing is as well, if I pick my controller up and connect it to the Xbox, it
Ah.
remembers all my settings and everything.
So pretty much without your system, it bricks the controller.
No, it
Is
don't
it
brick the controller. They
it'll
can
break
use,
it from
you can
being
still
being
use the
able to
controller,
play
but you
the
can't get
Xbox itself.
into my stuff.
Uh,
So if
Microsoft
I
can't
touch
get into
Laura's
Microsoft account.
controller, I can only I'll only be able to use Laura's stuff.
you guys got grandfathered on that old $45 plan, Brenda. Yeah, because I think it's what, like 55 or something now. That same plan. I think it went up like 10, 15 bucks.
I picked up 15 subscribers since I've been in the hospital. All nurses.
Nice.
They coming in telling me.
Whoa. How do you know they're all nurses?
Well, they keep coming in telling me.
Hey, tell them they're
Man,
subscribed.
I got my business cards. I got my cards here. I brought my cards in.
Yeah, but
So I've been
Joe-
giving them out to the nurses when they see
Joe,
my
it
hat.
could
It
be
says
like-
USA Drone Fly.
yeah, but it could be like the real world, you know, where we say we've subscribed but we haven't.
Well, I'll put it like this. I see the difference. They one of them was in just now. She said that she'd been sitting on her breaks and watching all my videos.
Yeah, Joe's gonna get kicked out tomorrow for soliciting business. There ain't nothing wrong with you. So how long do you reckon you're in for now, Joe?
Well, today's day 16. It's probably gonna be at least one more, maybe 2
Weeks.
days.
Oh.
Yeah, my daughter had. You didn't hear that. I don't think you heard this. I don't know if you heard this morning.
Yeah, she had pancreatitis.
Yeah, no, she had appendicitis.
Appendicitis, that's the one.
She was in the hospital at 10:30 last night, operated on 8:30 this morning, and home by 10:30.
That must be a very,
Took her appendix out.
yeah, it must be not a very extensive surgery if you're going home that quick.
No, they got her home because she don't have insurance right now.
She was a freebie and they weren't having any of it.
Well, it's not a freebie. She's gonna get a bill.
Why didn't you just talk to the people at the hospital and get put on an assistant thing?
Because
You can do
because
that
your
all day long.
president said no.
She will. What she will. No, the president has nothing to do with that. She'll
You
be
ain't
able
getting
to.
no Medicare.
She'll be able to because she's not making any money right now. She's just starting a job. So if she goes to Medicaid, they'll pick it up. There's a
Yeah.
way you can do that in the state of Louisiana. You can tell them I was out of work between jobs. I didn't have insurance at the time, and the state will pick that one up.
Well, Medicaid will go back like 6 months to a year and pay your medical bills too.
Yeah, and plus it's medical debt. You can let it sit there for a year, and you can't change your credit report.
Good
It's
evening,
so
John.
it's hard to pay off medical
I
debt.
thought medical bills don't mess with your credit,
Yeah, they don't. They don't. They might show up on your credit, but
but
they
they
can't
can't
take that
count
into
it.
consideration.
Right. And that's why a lot of people don't pay it.
Yeah.
So like, fuck it. Because a lot of hospitals don't sue you for the money. They'll just keep sending you bill after bill every month.
But if it's a life threatening, like appendicitis, they got to take care of it. You know. She got a prescription for a couple of meds, about $40.
Yeah, because like here, they'll come in your room and ask you like if you don't have insurance. Do you want to get? We have assistant programs, and they'll just sign you up right there.
Oh yeah.
You don't even have to do anything. They'll just have you sign a couple papers, and
Well, I know they do have that at St. Tammany also. I'm gonna tell her to check into that over the week. What she needs to do is tell them, look, give me a job, and then I get the insurance and pay you back. You know.
because she can always go to the hospital and talk to the financial aid people there, and they'll help her out.
Yeah, she'll be able. She'll be all right.
Well, she's a registered nurse, Joe?
She's an LPN, low paid nurse.
Okay.
Even as an LPN, dude, you should be able to rake in some decent money.
Well, I've been here 16 days, and today they started taking my blood sugar.
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
another thing, right? The blood sugar was 120 earlier, which is it's not even borderline diabetic.
Mm-hmm.
And they just took it just now, and it was 100. And she says, "I don't know why we're taking your blood sugar." I said, "I don't know."
Mm. You're right on.
You know.
Hello, Lance.
I don't know why they're taking your blood sugar.
Mm.
It's called lawsuits. They have to check everything.
Well, Lance, look, y'all, if Lance comes on, y'all all have to bow to him. He was just on Drone Seekers International.
Is there a 3D printer behind you? That
Lance
green
was on
and blue
Drone
thing?
Seekers.
Yeah, but I should let him know. I was on Drone Seekers 6 months into this, so I think I made it faster than anybody else. So, drop the mic.
Oh.
I think I was 4 months in the community as drone pilot.
Oh,
And Drone
Vegemite
Seekers put me in.
whipping her tail at you.
It's not that big of an accomplishment, is it?
Oh, Mark Wright. That's Mark White.
That's
Yeah.
Mark's
was to
cat,
me.
not mine.
Yeah.
Mine's
It
asleep.
was to me,
Don't wake,
considering
don't
some of the
wake her
bigger
up.
people. Some of the bigger people didn't get on till 6, 7 months after me.
Because they couldn't get any of them people. It's
Don't
harder to get
matter.
but what I'm saying is it's harder to get a bigger influencer to come on your show than it is a small
Like
influencer.
Billy Kyle was about a year after me. You know?
Because you got to find some big creators just think they're better than people smaller than them. I've
Well, you've
seen
been thinking
some
that for
that
years, haven't you?
I'm just saying I've seen big creators that just they look down on small channels and they wouldn't
Right.
give you the
Just
time of
had
day.
my first ban.
Oh,
What?
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 Fuck's
What?
sake.
What?
I think she's been banned.
What?
Hello?
What?
What the hell is she talking about?
What?
I don't know. I think she's been banned on TikTok.
There's a fucking surprise. Fucking
Oh Lord, it means she
That's
might be
why
back on YouTube.
I've lost all interest in TikTok. I'm gonna be honest. I
Yeah.
just this is too you get banned too fucking easy on there. And that's the
Yeah.
only reason people on there have 3, 4 accounts. Because they're constantly getting banned.
Let's see.
And so they're jumping accounts. I would never waste my time on there.
Yeah.
But
So
she
what
do
you're saying is they need to
Luckily,
ban
she's in an
TikTok.
agency, so it'll get lifted. But the problem is, I'm gonna have to listen about it all night now. She's gonna have to talk to me.
is that because she's been on battles and the person she's beat complained?
No, it's the fact that she's an idiot and she just doesn't understand
Well,
TikTok shit.
it's the fact that TikTok's algorithm is very sensitive.
Yeah, you
And
can't say nothing.
And I mean that not sensitive as it's just pick shit up easy. It's just sensitive like a pussy.
Oh,
Fucking say one little stupid thing, call somebody retarded, and they lose their shit.
oh yeah.
Can't say that. It's offensive.
Yeah. Can't
Dude,
say anything.
I've only ever had one video removed for community guidelines on my channel. And I didn't even get banned for it. And I've been on YouTube about 5 years now, putting content up. So, and that's including both channels altogether.
Ah.
And that video was on my old channel that got taken down.
She got a 7-day ban for telling a person in the chat, "Go away, Chinese person." Yep, that'll do it.
Wow.
Yeah, especially since it's a
Yeah.
Chinese app. Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah. That's just overly sensitive.
Wait, shit. There
Was
was.
Well, I'm
they-
not
Should you
gonna
not
say
just
what
say
I
go
would
away,
have said because they
please?
may ban me
Or
here.
block them.
So I still got done for
Well, just block them.
I did block them. Then I still got banned.
No, block them without saying anything.
Oh,
You can't
I
just
mean-
say go away, Chinese person.
It's not fun though.
And there's
You have
so
to say
many,
something.
and there's so many fake accounts on TikTok. It's ridiculous. Like they're one of the worst apps.
Wait up, YouTube's American, isn't it?
Yeah.
Go away, American people.
Technically speaking.
Go
So
away.
is that. So is Apple,
Yeah,
Android,
no. I'm just waiting for the YouTube ban.
Microsoft, Linux. Think about it though. If you think about all the software and that 90% of the world uses, it's all American. Apple, Microsoft, Linux, you got Android. None of those are all American. Every
I
one of
thought
them.
Android was, well, no, it's Google, isn't it?
Yeah, you were thinking Samsung, as I said.
No,
Android.
I thought that it was still Korean. I
No,
thought it was a Korean company that made it and sold it
No.
to Android.
no, but that's what I'm saying. Almost every electronics device on this earth uses some kind of an American tech platform or, whatever.
Yeah, Dominic, I could have had oatmeal,
Mm-hmm.
could have had peaches or pears, or apple, orange, or banana. I've been getting a banana.
But
If I wanted
yeah.
a bagel, I could have got a bagel.
Oh,
But
toasted
what gets
bagel.
me is I could have had biscuits and gravy and bacon every morning and cereal and not worry about all the eggs and stuff like that, you know?
So what, you just found out that you could have been ordering stuff, but you were just taking what they were giving you?
Well, they've been telling me what's on the menu for my menu. They're not telling me what I could do. They come in and take the meal and say, "This is what's on your menu," and they say, "Oh, you could have a grilled cheese sandwich or a cheeseburger." They're not telling me all this other stuff,
They
Why
don't
didn't they
give
tell
you,
me I could have a chicken Caesar salad?
do they not give you a menu in your room to look at?
Today they gave it to me.
Joe, they've not been giving you the stuff that you've been ordering, never mind what's on the menu.
Yeah, you're going too far, bro. You're not gonna get jack shit now.
No, they have not. They've been telling me what they're ordering for me. That's what they were telling me.
You're gonna order biscuits and gravy and get some nurse's lunch out of the fucking fridge.
It ordered 2 plates and gave you what they wanted you to have as they ate the rest, man. That's how it go.
Because if I wanted herb chicken, a chicken breast with mashed potatoes and green beans every day, I could have it every day.
Oh, that sounds.
You know, if I wanted just chicken and sausage gumbo every day, I could have it every day. If I wanted some chicken noodle soup, just to have something like that, they give me that. You know,
Yeah, but they would bring you the soup without the chicken.
not probably.
Yeah, probably bring in pea soup.
Yeah. Like I said, he'd order the biscuits and gravy, and he'd end up getting some nurse's lunch out of the refrigerator.
They gave me what did they give me the other day?
Get a couple of custard creams with
The
gravy on
side
top.
salad, no salad dressing. And then they told me they were giving me ranch. I said, "Well, if you have Italian, I want Italian." Well, we'll see. Found out I could have got a Caesar salad with Caesar dressing, balsamic dressing. All
Yeah.
this stuff is listed on it. If I just wanted a
Balsamic.
fruit plate, I could get a fruit plate.
Balsamic is gross. Ugh.
Oh, I agree.
I love balsamic.
No, I either Caesar ranch or Italian. I like Italian dressing.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Joe. The amount of complaining you've done about your food, I wouldn't be ordering anything Caesar or seafood or anything like that, because that white sauce ain't gonna be what you think it is.
Ew, gross.
I ain't worried about that food. That food's been good. All I know is if I'm here till Tuesday, I'm gonna have a chicken Caesar salad on Tuesday before I leave.
Tuesday.
Oh, my mom used to make homemade Italian dressing back in the day. That was so good.
That's because you're from an Italian background.
No, I'm not.
No, I thought you were.
No, I'm American. I told you that. I'm not. I don't.
Yeah, but
I don't
I'm
have a
talking
background.
about your great grandparents weren't American.
They
I'm
were
American.
Japanese. Paul.
I'm American. That's it. I don't claim to be anything else. I'm not one of those people who runs around and says, "Yeah, I'm a quarter Mexican, quarter black, quarter this, quarter that, quarter that." No, I'm American. Because if I go anywhere else in the world, how are they going to look at me? As American.
An idiot.
Fuck.
Yep.
I know where the first bomb's dropping. No, but that's the
keep
truth
walking
though.
into these things.
But that's true though. People could say, "Oh yeah, my Italian's background and all this other stuff."
Yep.
But if Dominic went to Italy, they would look at him as being Australian. I'm not saying they'd be an asshole to him and not welcome him in.
Yeah, but
But
you know,
they're not going to look at him as one of
your
his.
heritage tells a lot about you.
What?
I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of people over here that think because their background from 5 generations ago, all of a sudden that makes them from that place, and if they went there, they would just be welcomed with open arms.
Well,
That's not how it works.
If your heritage, yeah, says a lot about you, why do you guys never bow down to me?
Why? You got royal blood in you?
We've got royal blood.
Good evening, my ball.
On my dad's side, you've
Donald.
got the blacksmiths that used to do all the royal stuff, and on my mum's side, some royal relation, some further down the line.
But what kind of American are you? Yeah, I remember that, Donald, from Civil War. What's the name of the movie? That one that just came out last year. Yeah, what kind of American are you?
Actually, that reminds me of that question. Reminds me of Big Bang Theory, where she goes, "I don't want them thinking we're white trash," and he turns around, and he goes, "Well, what sort of trash do you think they'll believe?" And then later on, he goes, "We're not white trash." They should have given Penny's brother more of a role in Big Bang Theory because it was funny.
What's up, Donald? Lance, how's it going?
Why did you have to go to jail? It's called getting caught, Mom.
Lance is home now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's off for the summer. I don't think he's teaching summer school, is he?
No, because he would have done that while he was on. He would have been doing that instead of going to Hawaii. The summer school starts usually a week or so after school ends. You usually get about a week's break in between the start of summer school and when regular school ends. And then that goes for about 3 to 4 weeks, depending on the school district.
Hey Joe, what time of year do like all the football players go back and start practicing at school?
What?
Well, do they go back like in August or June?
Who?
The football players.
Football players at your high school.
Yeah, original school. Well, they're all summer long on there.
Oh, they
But
are.
the first day of school's in August.
Yeah, some programs they do
Mid-August.
over the summer as well. They'll do training over the summer. Like here you could go by the high school in the summertime and you will see the football team out there every once in a while. Oh man. My tattoo's starting to scab up just a little bit.
Did you see what JD said in the chat there, David?
No.
David has royal blood with a question mark. Makes sense. He looks kind of inbred.
Yeah, very nice. Probably why I can't see him.
Are you putting cream on it, Justin?
Yeah, I got some the cream that he recommended me go get at the store.
Is it salad cream?
Now.
He's sour enough as it is.
Yeah, about every 4 hours I dab it off with just a lightly wet cloth and do a really light wipe across it. And
Got a
then
question. What happens if you get an itch in the middle?
You can't scratch it.
don't touch it. Deal with it.
Frag that.
But it doesn't really itch. It might itch when it scabs up really bad when it starts flaking, because eventually it will scab up and then the scabs will slowly fall off. And once they all fall off, then your tattoo's boom, it's 100%.
Yeah.
You mean
It usually takes about a week.
Yeah, but don't you get that psychological thing? You know, where you've got 3 cups of tea in your hand, and suddenly your nose starts itching. You don't get that sort of
Yeah,
thing.
I hate that.
Do they?
I
Oh,
can hate
really?
that. You can't do anything. you have to run with a cut spun down.
I don't know. I never really had an issue with scratching or itching that bad with the tattoo. And this is my 5th one, so. And 2 of mine or 3 of mine are bigger than the one I just got.
They're on your ass then.
Good evening, Lon.
No, where are your tattoos, Justin? So I can only see one on your arm.
Yes.
2 of them are on my back arm. And then I have the one
Back
tattoo.
arm?
Yeah, they're on the
Ron?
back of my forearm.
All right.
You can't see them unless I put my forearm
And
up.
one on his bum cheek.
I'll send you pictures and show you.
Yeah, that one on his bum cheek says entry only, doesn't
Yeah.
it?
It says one way, enter only. Yep. Isn't that right, Justin?
No, absolutely not.
Now, okay.
All my tattoos are all on my 2 arms. And then,
Yeah,
of course,
but
Do your kids have tattoos, Justin?
no,
They're not
they're not old enough.
What happens if they came to you and says, "Daddy, I want a tattoo"?
It
If
is
they're
Ron.
old enough,
Once they're
I
18, there's nothing you can do about it.
don't have a problem with it. How can
Well,
I say anything?
what's the
to them?
age requirement?
I can talk to them and just
18,
At
innit?
least 16.
like I can have a conversation with them just to make sure they're under the understanding that it is well, it's not technically permanent anymore because you can't have them removed.
Australia, 16.
Costly and expensive.
Over here, it's 16
But-
with parental permission, 18 without.
Yeah,
same
16
thing.
with a letter from your guardian.
Yeah, same thing.
Here it goes by state. Every state has their own regulations.
Oh, it might be every state here, but I know in Victoria, it's that.
Oh, Lon is going poop. What is it?
And I
See?
can only speak
We
for
just,
my.
we just have one
my
rule fits
state.
all.
Lon, who's going poop poop?
Yeah, and here you have to have both parents signatures. You can't have just one.
Oh, right, yeah,
Or whoever has
custody.
guardianship, yeah, custody over the kids. Both have to be able to sign. Because they don't want one parent to sign off on it and the kid go get a tattoo and then the other parent come in and show their ass because they're pissed off their kid got a tattoo.
Why is that a common problem over there? People going in and
I
showing their
mean,
ass? We are not letting them in.
Not Joe has entered the waiting room. What?
No, don't put that. Don't let him
Yeah.
in. Don't let him in. Is Joe still on the panel?
Yeah.
I'm here.
Then don't let him in.
That makes sense.
The only person that would do some weird name shit like that I could think of that's in the chat right now would be Donald.
Donald.
Yeah,
But
that could be Donald.
But not guaranteeing that's him.
Nope.
It's not Donald.
It's gone anyway.
Yeah.
Just go down to meeting
Not Joe.
settings and lock
Oh,
the
he's
meeting.
back.
Yeah. Lock the meeting.
I'm gone.
Who's that this time?
Host
Same
tool.
name.
Not Joe.
They're down at the host tools down at the bottom. You can just lock
Done.
them.
Locked.
You shouldn't have to lock it. You just report them. The more you report them,
You report them, it don't matter. We don't care.
You would think if you reported somebody on Zoom, it wouldn't let them back in right away until the report was concluded, but they don't even do that. They'll just
Yeah.
keep letting the person come in. That's why whenever I boot somebody off the panel because they might get stuck and they can't get off,
Johnny?
sometimes
It's
somebody
saying-
just can't find the
Don't
button.
believe it's Johnny.
Johnny
either.
said it was him.
Johnny said he was trying to come in.
Hold on. Johnny, text me. Let me know.
He's in the
Yeah.
chat with the
Yeah,
blue
he's in
ring.
the
yeah,
chat.
no.
I'm long.
Johnny.
Like
Text.
Joe said, text.
He said bye.
Yeah, text me. Let me know it's you.
JD.
Why would Johnny come in as not Joe?
Right.
Well, because they're
messing-
kind of like twins, you know?
Yeah,
Joe
I know
did.
that.
Oh my
He knows
God, what is
what
that
I'm going
noise?
JDS.
It was him, he says. It's Johnny.
Okay, well,
Okay,
try
well,
again.
come back
It's
then.
Johnny. He's trying. Come on in.
Well, Johnny
I'll
is in
unlock.
the chat with his blue wrench and said it was him.
Okay, I'll unlock.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's all,
you
try
can come
again.
in, Johnny.
I hit the view button.
The view button don't show you shit. So that's the problem.
I wish it did.
Wait,
Yeah, it
what
doesn't do anything.
the hell is Brenda going on about? 5-year-old getting sex changes. I thought it was 16.
No, I'm not getting into that discussion.
Yeah, Johnny, come on back.
Oh, she's talking about other states.
Come on, Johnny.
That's not a thing here in Florida.
Not a thing over here either.
Some states over here were letting small kids make decisions like that, which was kind of stupid. 100% stupid. I'm not even gonna say kind of stupid. It's dumb as hell. Because no kid is in there that has the understanding at that age to make a decision like that.
Yeah, even kids under the age of 10 can commit crimes and get away with it. It's a thingy. Say, not responsible. But how are they going to make that sort of decisions?
Shit, every kid over here that gets in trouble for murdering somebody ends up getting charged as an adult. Every one of them.
Oh, we scared Johnny off.
Oh. Johnny, come in, Johnny. Johnny.
Come back.
There's a
We're
lot-
sorry.
Because a lot of times if a kid gets sentenced as a child, they'll go to juvenile hall and then they're released at 21, no matter what the charge was. They'll get released at 21. So a lot of times that's why they charge the kids as adults so they can get more time on them. Because then they can go past that.
Oh. Good evening, East Coast.
Hey, Dusty.
You are correct there, Dusty. 90% of news is bullshit, fake crap.
Oh, take it easy there, David. My sister works for the news.
Nah,
Does she work for the BBC?
no.
No, it's CIBC.
Then I don't mind. Yeah. We have BBC and ITN. Yeah. Oh, and Channel 4, which is a mixture of both. And they're all full of shit.
On Channel 5.
Channel 5 is made by ITN. And then we got something called Sky News, but I wouldn't recommend that as news.
Hey, Joe,
Oh,
did
yeah,
you
that's-
talk to Johnny at all?
Yeah, I told him send it. I don't know, maybe he's mad now.
Well,
It's unlocked, right?
it's unlocked, but we have to be careful, don't we?
Yeah, I
Mhm.
know. Yes, to try again. He didn't answer yet. You didn't see it.
Yeah.
Now he's sitting in the corner.
Nothing against Johnny. It's just one of those things.
Now he's sitting in the corner of his room pouting.
Well, I mean, coming in with a name like that too didn't help his case.
Especially with Joe sitting on the panel already.
No,
Did he put Joe on it? Or Johnny?
Yeah,
You-
No, he
put
put
not
he
Joe.
put not
All right.
not Joe was the name.
See, I didn't see it, so I don't know.
Yeah, he put
Yeah.
not
Yeah, I
Joe.
saw it. No, I got gun shy.
like not the mama.
Johnny D, how many accounts you got, man?
I guess Texas got flooded pretty bad, huh?
Yeah, that's crazy. Some of the pictures that they showed on CNN.
Yeah. A lot of deaths.
A lot of kids. A lot of kids.
Yeah, can you imagine the parents? They went to camp and now
Yeah.
they're gone.
Devastating, man.
And there's still a lot of people are missing. They don't know what happened to them.
Well, the problem is too is the cell networks, everything gets overloaded in a situation like that in that area too, and people aren't going to be able to get through on calls and everything else. They'll be trying to make calls and it just won't go through.
Yeah, they showed in the news that there was a girl on top of a tree laying spread out.
Yeah, and she
Right,
got rescued.
people.
Yeah.
Right, there's some people who could be at a shelter and not have any communication, or be, they could be stuck somewhere. It's still flooded, and on top of a roof of the house or something like that. Yeah, it takes time to figure out where everybody's at.
Well, over here it says there's 78 dead, including 28 children and 41 missing, including 10 schoolgirls.
Oh wow, it went up. Last time I seen it
My
was
count on
17.
my screen's gone out the window tomorrow. That's my count comes back up.
Right, and then like I said, the ones that are missing, they could be in a shelter somewhere with no communication because they lost their phone. Or
You
they
know
can't
what?
get through.
They're blaming. It's on the news right now. They're blaming the Democrats are blaming Trump for all them kids dying.
Oh, okay. It's
Wait, no,
Andrew.
don't let him in. It's Andrew.
Who else would I be?
That's what we're saying. It's Andrew. Let him in.
Hey, you. Thank you, sir.
Come on,
Who are
Johnny.
you,
Fine job
Andrew?
today. I got
Are
the
you-
salad dressing this time.
Yes, sir. You should have.
Maybe not.
No.
If they got Italians, good. Thank you.
How you feeling, Joe?
Feeling okay? Feeling okay?
What are you getting your salad?
Yeah, I got my salad without the salad dressing. They go and get it.
Sounds normal.
They almost had everything on your tray this time.
Yeah, I double checked. Oh, I didn't get the Juvan either.
Justin, they usually forget something.
Yeah, they forgot two things. Hold on.
In 3 days I was in the hospital last week. They only forgot one thing on all my meals.
They forgot your banana, eh?
They brought me a bowl of cornflakes with no milk. But that was the only thing they screwed up on my stuff. They got everything right.
Well, a bit ago, my uncle was in the hospital for a procedure. And afterwards, as he's recovering, they bring him up his dinner. He orders a hamburger, right? And he gets the tray. He opens. It's just bun, no burger, no cheese, no pickle.
Just a hamburger bun.
Yeah.
Well,
Just bread.
what sucks too is if you're on say a specific calorie diet, every little condiment and topping, they count.
He's
And
not.
that 2 pickles could throw you way over from getting
Yeah.
something else.
Andrew, that's what they call a vegetarian burger.
He's
Just
not.
bread.
Yeah,
Just a hamburger bun.
2 pieces of bread.
You know,
Wait,
'cause you
look at
put the check the mark and say, I want burger. No burger shows up.
See, they don't even do that in our hospital anymore. You literally order on your TV in your room.
Oh, this place
Wow.
is so old they don't have that.
No, we just had a piece of paper and a pencil.
Yeah, our hospital has a very up-to-date modern system. You order on the TV. They have Alexas in there that control the lights in the TV for you.
The building is very old. Very old.
He got a paper menu, and I had to call a nurse over to fill it in to read it out to me.
And what makes it easy too is because they'll give you that paper menu, just they'll
Uh-huh.
have one in your room to look at, but it doesn't specify which items go with which meal plan you might be on. But on the TV, it will only give you the choices that you're allowed, so it makes it easy ordering on the TV.
That's a good point.
You don't have to guess what you can have. It will only give you the choices you're allowed.
Was that Joe? Was that your hat to your right?
Was that my what?
To your right, is there a hat on the side of the bed?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of his hats.
Is that yours?
Yep.
Okay. Nice.
USA drone flyer.
Need to get some fitted ones done.
Come on, baby.
What, more customized?
No, like the ones Dre has, the fitted hats.
Mudball's here.
You sure about that?
We'll find out.
We'll find
If
if
it
it's
Hello, Donald.
Mudball's in the garage.
Mudball. What's going on?
Speaking of dietary restrictions,
Good evening, Don.
I was playing Trivial Pursuit earlier today,
Yeah.
and one of the questions asked, who was the first character, the first fully vegetarian character to be portrayed on TV?
Bugs Bunny.
Oh.
That's where I was going.
I said Mr. Ed. Bugs Bunny was released in theaters. I said Mr. Ed. Mr. Ed obviously was vegetarian, right? No, the
Yeah.
answer is Spock from Star Trek,
Okay.
which I dispute because Mr. Ed was before Spock, and
Yeah.
he obviously is
What was
vegetarian.
1966?
Yeah, but did they specify a human
They
actor
said character.
or a human character? They
They
didn't
said
say.
character.
No,
Character,
no
so
human.
yeah, that's a
Oh.
technicality. I reckon Mr. Ed's what, 1962?
And there had to have been something before him too.
Even Bugs
Miss-
Bunny would.
Well, regular TV.
But Mr. Ed was black and white, right?
Ah, yeah,
And?
that's probably it. Yeah.
I didn't think that Spock was vegetarian anyway, because the Vulcans did eat meat of some sort.
Spock didn't because Leonard
No.
Nimoy was vegetarian.
That's why Spock became vegetarian.
I do remember Spock talking about vegan.
That'd be a really good question to.
That'd be a really good argument to start at a Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Throw that out there and just walk the fuck away.
No, I think I ought to sue Milton Bradley for the cost of this game.
All of a sudden, you got like 20 nerds just
How-
going at it over Star Trek.
Dear
How-
Milton Bradley, your Trivial Pursuit game has left me very psychologically damaged.
As long as he shut them up in Sunday.
Well, have you like? Did you
know,
look into why he was chosen as the answer for that?
No.
Hey, Donald.
As I'm kind of curious what their how they came to that conclusion that that was the correct answer,
Pretty sure Mickey Mouse didn't eat meat either.
or it was probably somebody, some Star Trek fanboy that made the
But we are talking
trivia
about,
game.
Mark, we're talking about TV series regular.
Mickey Mouse was a TV series.
No, he was released as shorts in movies.
Yes.
He was shorts first.
It was still on TV.
Really?
I
Back
believe-
then, as original series run, he was a TV character first.
Yes.
No, he was he
No.
his shorts were released before films. Then, if they were packaged and played during, like, say, Mickey Mouse Club, those had originally run as movie theater shorts
Because originally it was Steamboat Willie.
that ran before features.
Didn't the patent just run out on him?
Yeah,
Or
on
the
that
copyright or whatever.
on that specific
Right.
Yeah.
So you're looking
Episode
for the first
movie.
reoccurring character as a vegetarian, yeah?
yeah.
It was Dr. Spock from Star Trek, the original series in 1990.
He wasn't a doctor.
He was Mr.
It was Mr. Spock, not
It's
Doctor.
Yep. Dr. Spock is a baby doctor.
All right, then. Spock from Star Trek, the original series. Was the
Why did you say 19?
first
1990.
reoccurring vegetarian character on TV series.
There was only one Spock, and that was from Star Trek.
But I would
Yeah.
argue that Mr.
Okay,
Ed was before that.
what's your argument? Because I've asked ChatGPT what the answer is.
And Andrew, Dr. Spock is actually a psychologist. I
Yeah.
think.
Did you say psychologist? Did I hear you correctly?
But see, like Donald said, though, they
Yeah.
didn't specify. But I think from their end, they were just including human actors. They just didn't specify that, which they kind of should have, maybe, in the question.
Ah, but Spock wasn't human. He was Vulcan.
Yeah,
No,
so
for
they're
fuck's
getting you on that
sake.
one.
God damn it, Mark.
Right. Anyway, that's the answer from
Oh, he was
ChatGPT.
half human,
It's
sorry.
the answer from Google, Gemini, and it's the answer from Wikipedia.
Doesn't
He's
make it
half-
right.
He was half human. His mum was
They're,
human.
they're
And-
getting
Vulcan.
they're
He
getting
is
their
half human.
they are not logicking out the answer. They're just repeating an answer that is common.
Well, from my end, it says Mr. Ed wasn't a vegetarian character by ideology or moral conviction. He was simply an animal whose diet is naturally based. And then
Ah.
it said he's a herbivore, not a vegetarian.
How do we know that?
Because it says
Um,
online.
Why are we why are we attributing
Because
these
Donald,
personality
it
traits?
says on the internet, that's the truth. All hail the internet.
Okay, so anyway,
Mr.
Dominic,
Mr.
they are attributing
Hold on.
certain aspects of a horse to Mr. Ed, but Mr. Ed also spoke, so it doesn't follow that he would have to follow the other rules
Yes.
of being a horse.
Wilbur.
It
Yeah,
could
but
be a
it's a
moral
horse.
choice for Mr. Ed because
No.
he had the ability to speak, he had the ability to think, therefore he had the ability to make that moral distinction.
I'm saying Mr. Ed.
Well, see, Dominic's
That's my
talking
answer.
from a real world perspective. Donald's talking from in the show perspective.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
If you were living in the reality of the show.
herbivore animals are not necessarily vegetarians because
Paul Murray, care to chime in?
if there are insects in the vegetation they're eating.
Yeah, but it's herbivore. So, we can talk about this for a couple of hours, I reckon.
Well, that's it's funny you should say that because I asked, did Mr. Ed ever eat meat? And that's the answer it gave that Mark gave.
Well, herbivore
He-
means a
he ate-
plant-based diet,
He
right?
didn't eat meat, but he
Yeah.
ate hay and other tropical horse food, which would have contained insects.
Yeah,
Listen,
and we're claiming that insects are not vegetarian then.
Because omnivore is both meat and vegetables.
Yeah,
No,
Yeah.
insects are not vegetarian.
yeah, okay then.
Yeah,
Hi,
insect
Joe.
vegetarian.
Right, Joe.
Once again, you guys are making the assumption that he would not be more discerning about the quality of his hay like other horses.
Yeah,
But
Hey.
Mr. Ed spoke. Mr. Ed had logic. Mr. Ed was obviously a vegetarian and he would inspect his hay. And
Well, in that case, then you don't know what Mr. Ed did off scene. Yeah, you don't know after he finished that he didn't go down to McDonald's to that drive-through and speak to that automated computer and order a burger.
absolutely 100% prove it.
Was Mr. Ed
I
real
can't
though?
prove it, but you can't
You
prove
don't
it
know
was
that.
vegetarian
You don't know
either.
that. You don't know that Spock wasn't doing a cheat day whenever he was off screen.
Yeah, but you don't know. You don't know Mr. Ed was a vegetarian. You can't prove that either.
But,
Yeah.
but
Was
Spock-
Mr. Ed real though?
a real horse,
Yeah.
yes.
Was Mr.
Yeah, the real
Spock
horse.
real?
Yeah, I know he was a real horse, but did he talk real though?
But was Mr. Spock real? No.
He's a
He
real
was a
person.
Vulcan.
His name is Leonard Nimoy.
No.
Yeah, we know
The actor who portrayed him,
Yeah.
Nimoy. The question was, who was the first vegetarian
Hey,
character?
Google. Is Leonard Nimoy a vegetarian?
See, like I said, you guys are talking from a real world perspective, where the question Donald's saying comes from the in-game or in show reality of whatever show you're trying to
Hey,
make that
Google.
argument for.
Was the person
first
who played the voice of Mr. Ed a vegetarian?
That doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, she don't understand anyway,
Leonard
dumbass.
Nimoy. Leonard Nimoy is vegetarian, so is Spock, right?
was.
So now we have to find out who played the voice of Mr. Ed and find out if they were vegetarian.
Why?
David, I'm not. I'm
David,
not
that's making the
surprised. you didn't
assumption.
answer.
That's making the assumption that every vegetarian character is given that personality trait for the same reason. There's no reason to make that assumption. Just
Yeah.
because Spock was given that character trait because of the actor who portrayed him's proclivities doesn't mean that Mr. Ed being a vegetarian was given that trait just because Mr. Ed was a horse.
Yeah,
Back in the day, there was no such
Yeah,
thing
he was
as
a talking
vegetarian.
If you're going to go off the fact that Leonard Nimoy was an actor who played Spock and Spock isn't real, then we have to go on the same thing with Alan Lane then, don't we?
That doesn't logically follow. Sorry.
it is not
Right, David?
logical.
Right, David? There was no such thing back in the day, vegetarian. Everybody ate meat.
Mr. Ed didn't.
Vegetarianism has been going for years.
And
Actually, I looked that one up.
Right, Alan Rocky Lane was not a vegetarian, so based on the assumption that Leonard Nimoy was and Alan Lane was not, we can assume that Mr. Spock was 100% true vegetarian.
I'm sorry. You may have an English accent, but you are not Sherlock Holmes. That does not logically follow.
okay.
Oh shit!
So what was the actual answer given by Trivial Pursuit?
Spock.
It's Spock.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
I made
see-
the argument that Mr. Ed was a series regular who also never ate meat. But because he was a reasoning creature, he had that option.
And two of the oldest reoccurring animals in shows were,
I'm
or
sorry.
they said Lassie, but she wouldn't be considered a vegetarian
Oh,
No,
definitely
because
not.
dogs would eat meat as well.
And
so-
also, Lassie was
Skip.
not a reasoning creature. Like Mr. Ed was a reasoning creature.
Okay.
That's where I come down on this here. Mr. Ed
Oh
had
no! Wait, hold on
power of
now.
language.
Stop.
Wait,
Hold
whoa,
the-
whoa, whoa, whoa.
Hold the fort.
Right. I've done a
news.
search now on Mr. Ed. I asked if Mr. Ed was vegetarian, and the answer is no. Mr. Ed, the talking horse from the TV series, Mr. Ed, was not a vegetarian. He ate hay as part of his regular diet, along with other foods like sweet tea, and the show depicted him eating treats and other foods being offered by. There you go.
Okay, they showed him eating other stuff that was not vegetarian.
That's what it says.
What treat was it that he ate that was not
It
vegetarian?
doesn't say. It just says it shows him eating treats given by
Okay,
humans,
so
not
this is the way
vegetarian.
we end this argument. You guys both go back, start the series from the beginning, and see if somebody found a mistake
No,
at some
it's
point through the show.
It's very simple. Go back,
Justin,
watch the show,
series
tell
not-
me when he eats a hamburger. Let me
Yeah,
know.
exactly.
Siri's
You
not
don't
going to
have to
know.
eat an
Justin.
hamburger to be
Yeah, he
not
could have
vegetarian.
had apple pie where the pastry was made with lard.
Exactly. He
And
could have eaten
David,
a sugary
David.
sweet where it's got gelatine in it.
David, hamburgers are an American invention. I would like
vegetarian.
you to follow our linguistic rules. It's not
Back
an
off! I'm
hamburger.
not following no American.
Not an hamburger. It's
We're sticking
a
with beans on toast
hamburger.
here. No, we're sticking
A
with beans
hamburger,
on
not
toast.
an hamburger.
And
Hi,
for
Andrew.
some unknown reason, a hamburger is not ham; it's beef.
Andrew's about to leave. I watched him shut his laptop.
I don't know. You wouldn't consider Lassie being a reasoning type animal because she's
not anymore. Not any more than another clever dog. But
Because
but
they
she
always
did not use. She did not
Andrew's
use
back.
language. Therefore, we cannot say that she
Andrew's
followed
gone.
any logical reasoning.
Okay. I get your argument there.
So where Mr. Ed used language, obviously he used language, he spoke, and he had that type of a mind. He had he had like
excuse me. No.
humanistic mind.
Lassie used
Therefore, he had
language.
the ability to make moral decisions.
No.
Mr. Ed
Lassie,
was shown to be able to make moral
used
decisions.
language.
But
She used
she was
the
never
dog
shown to
language.
make moral decisions.
Well, she did make moral decisions. She chose to go and get help for people.
Because it was in her training. Mr. Ed, and you're making an assumption that it wasn't just because she was trained. Mr. Ed was shown to make moral decisions.
So who trained Skippy?
Who's Skippy?
The kangaroo.
You don't know who Skippy is? Skippy's the bush kangaroo.
Donald,
Oh,
do you
that's
want
right.
to
Sorry, bro.
Donald, do you want to take a ride with me to Comic-Con and start a big old fucking riot?
Fist fight at the Comic-Con.
That's what I said. We'll just get up on stage. We'll mention the entire reasoning behind the whole argument, and then we'll just leave.
Just walk away.
Yeah, just let the whole
Donald
crowd go
reminds
nuts.
me of somebody that would do what Will Wheaton did in Big Bang Theory, where he went in to watch the Star Trek as dressed up as someone else.
Um,
Or was it? No, he went to watch Star.
back in the
went
day,
to
I
Star
really
Wars and dressed up as Star Trek or something.
I used to go to Ren fairs, and after Pirates of the Caribbean came out, everybody was dressed up as Jack Sparrow. And I always wanted to, because I thought it was silly. Whenever any movie came out, everybody suddenly started going up to Comic Cons dressed as whatever character that was popular that would fit in. I always thought it'd be funny to wear Star Trek uniforms and walk around a Ren fair saying, "Get off my holodeck." But Ren fairs now have just become basically like Comic Cons. You can wear any costume you want to them, which doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
Oh, I better get that. I'll be back in a second.
Arnold Syphil from Green Acres.
Green Acres. That was what's it? A Sunnybrook Farm, wasn't it?
I know. I've heard of it. I never watched.
Was it Rebecca of Sunnybrook Farm? That was, or was that Green Gables?
Green Gables, I think. Green Acres. Green Acres is the place to be.
Green Acres is the place to be.
I think it had Jar Jar Gabor in it.
Yep, Zsa Zsa Gabor.
Yeah.
David, I think you won the argument.
Yes, because I've just searched. Did Mr. Ed make moral decisions? No, Mr. Ed, the talking horse from the television show, did not make moral decisions. The show was a sitcom, and his talking was a special effect achieved by having
No.
two on
Okay,
nylon.
we
to
all
make his
know.
lip suit. No,
We
no, no,
all-
no, no. I'm
no,
just saying.
listen. We all know he didn't talk in real life. You got to look at it from the reality if you were living in the
Well,
show,
actually,
not
well,
reality.
in that case, then
not
Spock,
actual
Spock
reality.
did speak in real life.
Well, the only thing that you guys are not mentioning is the fact I don't know how many animals prepare their own food.
Yeah, good point.
A lion will take down a gazelle and eat it. That's
Well,
preparing his own food.
Well, on a logical term for that, Paul, wouldn't all wild animals prepare their own food?
Yeah.
Technically, yes.
But yeah,
Killing it.
we're talking about domesticated animals. It's like dogs, cats, whatever. They don't prepare their own food. They don't come. Your cat or dog doesn't come, or your bird doesn't come in and say, "Hey, I'd like a lollipop today," or "I'd like."
Oh, Rio does.
I'd like
A
a
bird.
beat.
But
What are you talking
Well,
about?
Paul-
Birds totally can talk to you and tell you what the fuck they want.
yeah,
Some birds, some
Paul,
birds.
I can assure you that when you pass away in like 40 years' time, right, if Boom's still around, right, and you're not there to put his food ball out, he will make his own dinner and you'll be it.
Yeah.
No,
Yes,
I made
because-
arrangements for somebody to take Boone.
But it's because Boone is a dog, and dogs are not reasoning creatures like Mr. Ed is.
Yeah, but he wasn't. I've Googled it.
Oh, for fuck's sake, here we go.
Wait, you Googled that Mr. Ed had never made a moral decision?
Because it's
Yeah.
because it's saying it from an actual reality standpoint, not the reality of the show.
Oh, so you're still talking about horses can't make moral decisions versus the character of Mr. Ed. Gotcha.
Exactly.
We don't know whether horses can make moral decisions or not.
Oh,
We aren't talking about horses. We're talking about Mr. Ed. Mr. Ed in the TV show, the character was shown to be making moral decisions.
have you never
But Google
watched?
says he wasn't.
Have you ever watched Mr. Ed?
Show jumping. When
I
the
used to
horse
watch it on
goes
Harry
up-
Enfield.
Have you never
Did-
watched show jumping where that horse sees that fence and says, I ain't going over that?
Yeah, and throws the person off. That's
Yeah.
a moral decision.
No, that's an instinctual decision. When you do show horse jumping, you are forcing horses to go against their natural instincts,
You're right there, Don.
and it comes down to how well they're trained.
Okay. So when a horse is in a field and it comes up to the electric fence,
Okay,
right? It
Yeah.
makes a moral decision not to touch that electric fence based on the fact that
No.
last time it touched
That's
it,
not a moral
fucking
decision.
electrocuted it.
It's
that's
just
not a moral decision. That's
Reflection. That's it. It's just a
that
reaction.
has nothing to do with
It's
right or
it's a
wrong.
No, it is a decision of right and wrong. Once it's learned, it's like I ain't doing that fucking thing again.
But that's not
Yeah.
moral. That's not a moral decision. That's a trained decision.
Hmm.
A moral decision is where you actually show reason, remorse. You show a sense of morality. Mr. Ed did that.
In what? How did he do that?
No, he
There were
didn't.
several episodes where he did something wrong, felt
No.
about it, and
Let's have
showed
specific reasons on how he did that in detail.
there were several
we
episodes.
need-
I'm telling
we
you
need,
that
we
if
know,
you
we
shut
need
up
the
for a second,
storyline.
Mm-hmm.
We need,
And
we need what he did and how it was a moral decision and what that decision outcome was and so on.
so I need to find you a specific episode
Yeah.
of a show where he did
Yep.
that multiple times.
Yeah.
No,
That's like
just
asking
even
me.
if it multiple
Mr.
times,
Ed,
it
That's like
needs to be
asking me
once.
give a specific incidence
No,
of
it
where.
just needs to be once, but it has to be.
Give me a specific
Factual
episode
as
where
well.
Gilligan showed ineptitude. It's like he did it every episode.
Hmm.
You guys gonna make me stay up all
But you
night
need
watch
to,
this
you need
stupid
to,
movie?
you need to prove it and show it us.
All right.
Damn it!
Well,
What was that horse called? The one that was with those two party guys that he smoked the weed. He got high. Was it?
Cheech and Chong.
No. It was a
You're
dark
talking about,
gentleman.
you're talking about White Castle?
That's it. Yeah.
Harold
Yeah.
and Kumar going to White Castle?
Yeah.
The Guantanamo Bay one's better.
Which one?
When they go to Guantanamo Bay,
Oh,
they get arrested because they're on their way to Amsterdam. And instead of waiting there to get there to smoke weed, they fucking, Kumar sneaks a damn bong on the damn plane and starts smoking in the bathroom. And then comes out and he keeps yelling, "It's a bong!" And all people are hearing is, "It's a bomb!" And he gets arrested by air marshals. They end up getting sent to Guantanamo Bay.
Yeah, that was a good movie. Okay, David, you won the argument. Don is quiet. You won.
No, I'm actually researching a specific episode.
Oh.
Since he needs specifics, I just need to look through an episode list.
But I also want that specific episode to say that he picked up a product and read the ingredients and said, "I can't eat that because it's not vegetarian."
I never said that.
Oh, for
No,
fuck's
no,
sake.
because that's the
Come
moral
on.
decision
Yeah,
of being a vegetarian.
You'll never find an episode where Spock said that.
Well, Spock was a
Yeah,
vegetarian,
but the
and he was
argument you're
known as a
having now,
vegetarian.
But
Yeah,
so,
but the
so if it follows with that Spock can be considered vegetarian, even though the character never said that, just
Okay.
because he never ate meat.
yeah, but now your argument is over whether he had morality or not, and was
Yeah.
able to make a moral decision.
Right now,
It has
right now, wait,
it has
that's the
nothing to do with
argument.
the vegetarian stuff.
Right now, it's
anymore.
whether or not he is able to make a moral decision. You said there was no episode where he showed that.
Yeah, you
I'm
guys
saying
don't.
that almost every episode he showed some sort of moral decision.
Yeah, you guys.
A lot of times he made the wrong moral decision because Mr. Ed was a total jerk, but he made those decisions.
So when Spock was beamed down to Kronos and the Klingons gave that meal of all them weird looking insects crawling around in a bowl, Spock didn't eat any?
Mm.
I believe the food you're talking about is gach, and
Yeah,
that
gach.
is like the worms.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was gach.
Are we talking about?
But if he's eating worms, he's not vegetarian.
No,
We're not talking
but I don't
about
think
Spock.
we ever saw. I don't think we ever saw Spock eating gach.
No, but
Hello.
it actually does say
What do
that
you-
Spock was well known, his character was well known as a vegetarian, reflecting on the Vulcan culture's emphasis on logic and non-violence, and which extends to his dietary choices.
That's great that they say he was well known.
I think Jonathan wants to.
I'm saying that Mr. Ed
make
might
a
be the more
comment.
esoteric choice for the answer of that Trivial Pursuit question. He might not be as well known, but you are basically coming to the fallacy of populism.
You were saying
Hello.
something, Jonathan?
We talking about Spock from Star Trek?
Yeah.
Yes, that's correct.
Spock didn't make Spock made logical decisions. Every decision was a logical decision.
Incorrect.
No,
Spock made
Spock
made
did-
emotional decisions, and he said sometimes emotional decisions are the logical decisions. But
No.
Spock was half human. Don't forget that.
Spock
Hmm.
just followed the script.
Oh yeah,
What
this
about
definitely
those
started
drones?
fucking right.
Didn't make those decisions as script writer.
Look, they had to break Spock out of making logical decisions in order to make any other decision, because Spock was straight logical. Everything he did or thought upon, he did with precision logic.
He tried
Now,
to.
hold
That was
on. You will see the episode. You will see episodes where they had to break Spock out of that, and that's when they started saying, "Spock, you're learning your human side."
okay.
Because his Vulcan side was on lock until he really got with the crew of the Starship Enterprise.
Actually, he
So,
showed more emotion in
We
the
can go
earliest.
ahead. We can go ahead and
Jonathan,
background
stop
check
interrupting,
everything I
Jonathan.
just said. And I ain't went on and
Jonathan,
talked to
if
Alexa
you let me
or
respond to you,
Google.
Jonathan, please
You
let
know,
me
I grew up
respond to
with
you,
this stuff.
Jonathan. Jonathan, let me respond to you because I grew up with it too. You will notice in the earliest episodes of Star Trek, Spock would smile, sometimes even laugh. In the earliest episodes,
Yeah, because
Yeah,
they
like I
because Spock
said,
was
don't show
half
emotion.
They
human.
had to break him
No,
into it because
no.
everything about him was logical.
Really, I will give you a perfect example. The episode of Pon farr, where he believes he had killed Kirk in a battle, and he sees Kirk at the end, and he is surprised to see Kirk, and he goes, Jim! And he was happy. He was excited because that was his human side. He struggled to maintain his Vulcan side constantly.
Right.
Sometimes you didn't have to break him out of it.
Which
Sometimes the
coincides with
humans.
what I said. What coincides with
No,
what I
no,
said.
no, Jonathan,
Listen,
stop
it
interrupting me,
coincides
please.
with what I said. Spock, listen to me. Remember the
I
words
heard
that I
you.
said.
I heard
Spock
everything you
was
said.
logical until he got with the crew of the Starship Enterprise, and that's when it broke him. So
And I would say
anything that
that
you
is
tell me he
incorrect.
does with any one of the crew coincides with what I
Guys,
just
guys,
said.
guys, 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 just hold off a minute. I just need to go
Okay.
get some vegan popcorn, and then I'll be back.
Jonathan,
Vegan popcorn?
What? I would also direct you to watch The Cage, the pilot episode, where Kirk wasn't there. It was when Spock was serving under Captain Pike, and he was emotional in that show as well. He was more emotional in that pilot episode as well. It wasn't until halfway through the first season, I think it was, that he started becoming more and more logical. And then as the series progressed, they explained that because he was half human and it was a struggle with himself. It wasn't because the crew forced that struggle on him. It was because he had that struggle within himself.
Okay, I'm gonna copy this entire conversation from the AI thing on here, and I'm gonna post it to Reddit. I'm gonna start an online war.
But you do realise, because you've only just turned it on, you've only got the last little bit of that Donald said. There's nothing about the whole thing that started this debate.
What?
Huh?
Huh?
That was just yawn, sorry.
We could make the argument that since no one other than Wilbur ever saw Mr. Ed talk, it could be that Mr. Ed was entirely talking completely in Wilbur's head. We don't know.
No, we all heard that.
Yeah, but did Mr. Wilbur do drugs? That might explain it a lot.
The man lived on the farm. There were mushrooms everywhere.
And mushrooms are not vegetarian because they came from cow pat, especially magic ones.
What?
That's where shrooms come from. You got to go to in the cow paddock, cow
no.
shit to get them.
If you get magic mushrooms, you need to go to the cow dung.
You don't have to, and that's more on peyote. But there are different types of mushrooms.
Yes.
Lots. Most of them grow on just rotting vegetation or even
on rocks, trees.
Yeah, I ain't going and picking mushrooms unless I'm with somebody who knows what the fuck. they're doing.
Mushroom is actually a seasonal
It's a
fungi that's actually made to clean up vegetation. It's like a control mechanism.
There's a mushroom out there. If you touch it, you can die off of it. Eh? I can't remember.
There's a lot of weird ones out there.
Wait,
Don't talk about magic mushrooms.
wait.
I've
Ed,
got-
could you find me some of them mushrooms and send them?
There's a legal case going on in Australia about
Yes, the woman,
magic
the woman
mushrooms.
that,
Not let off.
yeah, is
The
that the
hal-
woman that said that served them mushrooms to her family?
the
Yep.
hal- the hallucinogenic mushrooms, Dominic?
Okay, so
Well,
back
that's
to
what
the
she believes. She
back to
believes that she
the
put them
back
in
to back to
back to Star Trek. Yep.
an episode of Mr. Ed where he shows morality. Mr. Ed ate all the vegetables in Carol's garden, so Carol was mad at Wilbur and made him sleep in the barn. Right? So Mr. Ed, at the end, he gets everybody together by pretending to be a burglar, so everybody will be happy.
Regular.
He wouldn't care if he had no morals, but he wanted everybody to get back. He wanted Carol and Wilbur to get back together. So he pretended to be a burglar, which is a psychotic thing to do, but he was making that psychotic decision for a moral reason. So Mr. Ed does show moral reasoning, and that's in the first
No,
season.
I'm not believing that.
Okay, you're just saying that now just to
Yeah,
be
no, I'm
argumentative.
just saying that.
Instead of trying to logic things
I'm
through,
not
you're
believing
just
it, right? Because you want us to believe that Mr. Ed pretended to be a burglar. A fucking horse pretended to be a burglar. What did he do? Kick the door in? Break the window? Climb down the chimney?
No, he threw a
You
rock.
asked for an episode where he showed moral reasoning, and I just gave you an example of it. So we're done
Yeah, well,
with that argument.
that is a valid.
But it still doesn't prove that he was vegetarian.
No, but it shows he had moral reasoning.
Yeah, but that's
at the
not the
moment,
argument.
Yes,
Andy.
Captain Joe, they're still
Now
going
you
on.
have to
Does it
find-
show that he was? Does it show he was a creature capable of moral reasoning?
Okay, Star Trek clearly states that Vulcans are vegetarians. or
That's great.
vegans, right?
Yes, we
No.
are.
So, where in anywhere does Mr. Ed actually say he's a vegetarian or a vegan?
Yeah, but the problem is you guys split this argument into two different arguments. First, you were arguing over the vegetarian thing. Then you're arguing over the morality thing. That's two separate arguments.
Yeah, well, now we're going back to the
And
vegetarian.
I have just displayed, or I've just proven that he was able to make moral decisions. Therefore,
Yeah.
he can make the moral decision to not eat meat
But where
versus
did
just
he-
being
where-
an herbivore.
I'd agree with that, Russell.
Okay, but where in the program does he say he's a vegetarian?
What do
He
you
only
think?
eats hay. He only eats hay.
What do you think, Ed?
I think the horse, Mr. Ed, picked up the rock and threw it through the window. That's right.
Last I checked, horses eat hay, sugar cubes, and apples.
Well,
They eat,
What?
they eat
Horses.
apples. And a
Yeah,
horse will eat anything
carrots.
you give it. A horse will eat anything you
Anything
give.
you give him.
but you guys are also attributing all aspects of horses to Mr. Ed. Mr. Ed also spoke, and last I heard, horses don't speak. That's what made Mr. Ed a unique
Ed wants
character.
Yeah, but he didn't.
And Mr.
ever
Ed was
say he
able
was
to morally
vegetarian.
reason. Therefore, that's why Mr. Ed was
Put your
a
hand up.
moral reasoning creature.
But
Okay,
Mr. Ed
Ed,
never
you're,
said he was a
you're up,
vegetarian.
Ed.
Yes, Ed.
May I speak now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait
Yeah,
up.
you have the floor.
Wait up. Whoa, just a minute. Ed, you should be the moral person on this. You're Mr. Ed. Come on, are you a vegetarian?
Yeah.
I have a friend. I have a friend that have horses. They talk like to the horse if they want to eat an apple or a carrot, and the horse goes ee. So is that considered talking?
No.
That is considered communicating. Yes, I would consider that communicating. But Mr. Ed could talk in human language and use human logic.
No, there was somebody in the
Yes,
background
Lon.
talking for him.
Okay,
And
no.
they were just-
That is, we're talking about the character versus the reality of the horse that played Mr. Ed. We're talking about a character. Within the logic of the show,
But we
Mr.
still
Ed
need
was
to
able to
find-
speak and reason in human language. You
Yeah,
guys
but we
keep trying
still
to
need-
you guys
No,
keep
no,
trying
no.
to attribute actors
No.
character traits
Forget
with
the characters.
character
Forget the
traits.
actors.
Hold on. If we,
Right?
if we,
Forget
if we
the
going,
characters.
If we going
Forget
based
the
on the
actors.
characters,
That's right,
then we
Lon.
don't know
See?
if that was a
Lon
vegetarian
knows
or not
they're
either.
intelligent. See, Lon
Right.
knows horses are intelligent.
Forget the actors. Now we need to know where it said that Mr. Ed was a vegetarian, because we know all Vulcans were, because it was part of the storyline. Yeah. So where is it that Mr. Ed is a vegetarian? Where does it say he was? Because horses will eat anything you give them. If you chuck a chicken piece to them, they will eat it.
That's great. Show me where he ate chicken.
I didn't say Mr. Ed did. I want
You
to know
just
where
did.
he said. Where did he say he was vegetarian? Where did he make a decision that somebody offered him a piece of chicken and he went, nah?
Oh my God.
And it really depends on what time period you're also looking at. Vulcans were not always vegetarian,
They were vegan.
or they're vegetarian.
Well, Joe said, I think a horse is a horse, of course, of course.
Unless you're the famous Mr. Ed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the last line. Unless, of
Yeah.
course, the talking horse is the famous Mr. Ed.
But
Mm.
anyway, let's just move along a little bit. If you ever want to piss off a vegan, right? Because let's be honest, vegans are the antichrist of the world, right? As a vegetarian, I would never become vegan, right? So when a vegan comes up to you and starts bashing on, going, "You shouldn't eat that, you shouldn't eat that," go, what made the glue in your shoes, bitch? That's right, dead horse.
Yep.
Because that's where your glue comes from.
What?
No, Lon, I would say probably more like 5 years old.
They say most animals are toddlers
Well,
Uh,
they're ver-
until their later years. They go from toddler straight to Paul's age, right? There's no in between.
they're very smart. They're very smart.
but David, you get some dogs that act very puppyish till they're at least 10.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Most dogs will be toddlers, and at the age of 10, they just flip. It's like a little switch goes off, and they're like, "Right, I can't be asked now." There's no in
But-
between. You don't have
Joseph-
teenage years.
I thought we were talking
Comes
about
from the
Balkans and
gorilla.
horses.
Oh, we've moved on from that.
Well, now it's dogs and toddlers. Okay.
Oh shit!
It sucks. That storm blew in. I was getting ready to run the buggy out, and
Now you guys gonna
It-
make me stay up all night watch that stupid show. God damn it!
Don, is that rain coming from that cell that's in Texas?
no,
No, it's coming from the north.
I'm in Missouri. I don't know if it is. I'll look. I haven't actually checked the weather.
I thought the Texas one was spiraling back round onto Texas.
Well, there's a part of
Let me
Texas
zoom
that
out
is
here.
spinning around. It's raining.
No, mine is coming straight across Kansas.
Yeah, so does some of mine, Joe. I got some of that.
But yeah, Justin, I definitely want you to put that on Reddit and see if it'll start a fight. I'd be interested in seeing that.
I'm looking forward to the day, to the news headline. Reddit's closed down
Yeah.
after World War III was sparked.
World War III sparked by a
Horse
debate
versus
about
Spock.
Mr. Ed.
Reddit post.
Yeah, Ed versus Mr. Spock. Right, Metalfish, are we going to get any thunder tonight?
Well, David and Mark, I heard it's kind of rainy over there.
Don't go there. They
Here
got
it's
it
just
badly
cloudy.
wrong today.
I also saw clips from Tour de France where they're wiping out left and right.
Mm.
Isn't that what happens when the Tour of France?
When it's raining, yes.
Did you hear about the Eurostar train that got stuck for 4 hours? Over 400 people couldn't get on or off. And no air conditioning and 41 degrees outside with the sun blue.
Jesus.
How did they not? So they had no power to the train?
Nothing at all.
There's no emergency.
Yes,
Open?
there is, but you're not allowed to get off the train because you'll be stepping onto a live track.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
Hey, David, did you hear about that Portuguese player that died with his brother?
Yeah, I heard
Yeah,
about that.
Jota. Yeah, the Liverpool.
Yeah, that's crazy,
Yeah.
eh?
We play Liverpool next Sunday in a friendly, and because of this incident, it's actually being broadcast on TV because we're going to do a memorial for him. or
Oh,
something.
nice, nice.
Cool.
Because we are the gentry and we respect people.
So they're going to do a moment of silence?
There's a moment of silence, but there's also going to be something else. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, they'll probably put his jersey up or something.
I think it's something about Liverpool are on about retiring his number.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
They've also Liverpool also stopped selling tickets because they want genuine fans there and not people that are just going there for the occasion.
Mm.
Yes, they are, Lon. Yes, they are.
Mm.
Elephants are also very intelligent.
All animals are intelligent if they want to be.
If one person is mean to an elephant, that elephant will remember that person forever.
An
You wanna know
elephant
what the-
never forgets.
Do you want to know what the dumbest animal is? A cow.
I
Right.
thought you were going to say my ex-wife.
I don't have one. But yeah, I could be right with a cow. Right? But the reason they say the cow's the dumbest animal is because it only eats grass, right? And its only predator is the human. And how does it hide itself? In a green field. And it's white.
And
Chickens are
they
pretty
sleep
dumb.
standing up.
Or black,
Chi-
or brown.
Chickens will stand out in the rain and drown.
Yeah.
Well, some people out towards Oklahoma, they go cow tipping, I think, where they push the cow over.
No,
Yeah, one-
That-
the
that's
cows-
that's never happened.
That's
cow-
just
Cow tipping is an urban myth.
Oh, okay.
John's anyway.
No,
Yeah, you
cows
only have
sleep
to-
standing
you
up.
only have to
Cows
ask
don't lay
Penny.
down to sleep. They sleep standing up.
Yeah. Like in Big Bang Theory, where they ask Penny, Penny says she pushed a cow over, and they go, by any chance, was the sky on its side? She went, well, actually, it was. You can't push a cow over, and the only time they sit down is when it's going to rain or thunder. So in a sense, they're intelligent because they know the weather's coming before we do.
Yep.
Allow them
They're
to.
babies.
Yes, Lon. Yes.
You're not supposed to be sat on my monitor.
100%. Wow.
I clean that. You did.
Because there was an earthquake in California at the LA Zoo. Well, San Diego Zoo, the elephants stood around the babies
Mm.
because they didn't know what was going on. They just knew something was. Lose power?
Power went out, Donald?
No,
No, if I closed the garage door because the rain was blowing in,
it's just trying to scare everybody.
and then my motion detection, the light over my garage, it's the motion detector's up front, and I wasn't up there, and it went out.
You look like you're about to tell us a ghost story or something.
Ooh. Once upon a time.
There was a talking horse called
Andrew
Once-
Andrew is sitting on the edge of his seat for you to scare the shit out of him, Don.
Yeah,
The-
I'm
the
getting
way-
scared here.
The way
Okay,
it looked like
okay.
Don was coming into frame, it looked like he was good.
Here's the story of the
Become
haunted
very
honey.
ghostly.
Have you ever heard of haunted honey, Andrew?
No.
It comes from boobies.
I like that kind of honey.
Somebody's been on fucking Art Show.
Yeah.
Somebody what?
Been on Art Show.
With the dad jokes.
They talk about boobies over there.
Always.
Mhm.
Makes bad
Who
jokes.
doesn't love
Yeah, it's
boobies?
just a more creepy way.
Oh,
Err.
Whoa.
He's got the
Well,
dad joke book.
Well, look, his light came on.
Almost fell on my butt. Water was on that concrete back there behind the buggy, and
Okay, everybody, I think I'm gonna call it. It's 7 o'clock.
Okay, if you
Yeah.
want. I think
What
we've
time
run
you
out
going
of
live,
things to talk
Justin?
about.
We'll see everybody in the morning, and Justin's going live here shortly.
Yeah, in about an hour. I got to get up with Matt. See where
Yep.
he's at.
Okay,
Thanks for letting me win the argument.
You lost.